Hello, and welcome to Industry Reactions. Industry Reactions is a weekly briefing on industry events, changes, and future trends that impact your business. We're your hosts, Rick Honer and Mark Friedel from ChemPoint. You can find Industry Reactions on YouTube, LinkedIn, and as a podcast. For those watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and smash that like button. We plan on discussing issues that impact the global industry and help you uncover new opportunities. We hope this will provide market intelligence that will keep you ahead of changing conditions.
Managing change in this industry, and neither has managing to cope with change. But petrochemical producers this year have been challenged to do both. The coronavirus pandemic has hit end-use markets hard, and while the demand improvement since mid-year generally has been substantial, significant coronavirus uncertainty persists. In addition, the industry faces structural disruption from the transition to renewable energy resources and a regenerative or circular economy. McKinsey & Company published a white paper analysis of what the future of the industry could look like. They wrote that COVID-19 has had limited impact on supply chains for bulk petrochemicals and polymers, but has highlighted demand-side dependencies on global supply chains. Petrochemical companies have several challenges to overcome on the road to recovery. Learning from the past few months and making several management shifts based on informed and realistic outlooks could make all the difference in adapting to the next normal and emerging from the crisis stronger than before. And as we look at this chart, this was from a survey that McKinsey did mid-year, I think it was June of 2020, and looking at the projection to return to more of a new normal in the pandemic world. Most people were saying it was going to take through 2021 and into 2022 before we saw the recovery. Now, a lot has changed since then, and with a recent spike in coronavirus, this could drag it out a little bit further, but most outlooks do suggest that there is a prolonged period before we return to normal.
Wow, that's longer than I was expecting for a return. And with an update, the American Chemistry Council has issued a statement in response to the 2020 presidential election results. And I quote, "ACC and our member companies congratulate President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris on a fair and transparent, historic, and hard-fought victory. As always, we stand ready to constructively engage with the White House and bipartisan leaders in Congress to help drive the solutions for a future that will better serve all Americans, one that is safer, healthier, stronger, and more sustainable."
No comment on that one, Rick.
No comments.
Global oil markets may have rallied on the latest positive vaccine trial results, but they are unlikely to feel any significant economic benefit until well into next year, the International Energy Agency said Thursday. The IAE darkened its outlook for crude consumption in the months ahead, citing resurgent COVID-19 infection rates in the US and Europe, and now expects demands for 2020 to fall by 8.8 million barrels a day this year, 400,000 barrels a day more than its last forecast. Even with this news, the US rig count rose again this week, notching more than 2 consecutive months of gains, and another sign of the industry's growing stability. And it's good to see some of the stock prices of oil companies rebound in the last couple of weeks pretty significantly. ExxonMobil and Chevron both seeing nice gains.
Yeah, it's been in a pretty distressful state, so I'm glad to see some of that recover. So in rail volumes, North American chemical rail weakened slightly year over year. Chemical rail car traffic in North America continues to make up the year-to-date deficit with 2019 while holding firm versus 2018.
Slowly but surely. In vaccine news, Croda International has signed a 5-year contract to supply lipid-based excipients to Pfizer for production of the drug maker's COVID-19 vaccine candidate. The inactive ingredients will be made by Avanti Polar Lipids, a high purity lipids from that a high high-purity lipids firm that Croda acquired earlier this year. I guess it's good to see our industry taking part in part of the vaccine solution and not just big pharma.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and a company that we both know well, Univar Solutions, in the news. Univar, the global chemical and ingredient distributor and provider of value-added services, announced a distribution, blending, and production agreement with Fluid Energy Group for the EnviroSyn modified synthetic acid product line that is used in multiple industrial applications. Fluid's patented product lines are unique, globally proven, and will expand Univar Solutions' portfolio of safer, more sustainable, eco-friendly, and technically advanced specialty chemical solutions.
Sounds like a product that will do everything. Corning announced a new breakthrough in glass ceramic technology. Paint and coatings containing Corning Guardiant were shown to kill more than 99.9% of the virus that causes COVID-19. The tests provide the first demonstration of highly durable antimicrobial activity against SARS-CoV-2. The demonstrated antimicrobial efficacy remained active even after tests simulating 6 years of scrubbing. The tests were designed to account for the cleaning that a surface could be subjected to over time. Again, great to see companies in our industry being part of the solution here. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I need some of that for my kid's bathroom.
I bet it's a petri dish.
So McDonald's steps into the plant-based arena with McPlant Meatless Burger as the latest global fast food giant to add its weight to the plant-based revolution. McDonald's will be rolling out a plant-based burger, coined the McPlant, in select markets next year. In the future, the McPlant could extend across a line of plant-based products, including burgers, chicken substitutes, and breakfast sandwiches, according to the chain.
So Rick, does that mean McDonald's is gonna redo the hit song to all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun?
Good question, Mark.
I guess we'll see. This isn't your average McRib, is it?
No.
As part of their ongoing efforts to increase the availability of sustainably sourced ingredients, Cargill will become one of North America's first large-scale suppliers of segregated palm oil. As it is the world's most widely used vegetable oil, the expanded supply means consumers may soon see the sustainable palm oil used in many of their favorite foods, including bakery, snacks, confectionery, and dairy, as well as popular non-dairy creamers.
I was just waiting to see palm oil in some of my foods, Mark.
It's coming.
Procter Gamble is going through a revival that is the result of a turnaround plan they laid out in the years following the 2008 through 2009 recession, when the company's growth and profits stalled. The maker of Tide and Bounty made out better than most of its rivals in 2020, due partly to pandemic-related demand for Procter & Gamble's cleaning products like Microbrand 24, Cascade, and Mr. Clean. The consumer products giant, famous for its meticulous market research and layers of managers, set out to launch Microbrand 24 with a team of just 5 employees and released it without relying on an army of test subjects to chart every major decision. P&G's factories don't even produce Microbrand 24. It's made by outside contractors. So this is a big divergence from Procter & Gamble of old. And by skipping its normal product development process and gleaning customer insights like their direct-to-customer competitors, it was able to launch a disinfecting spray just as COVID-19 hit the US. In February, a new disinfectant spray called Microbrand 24 that could kill 99% of cold and flu viruses began to make its way to store shelves. And right after, as a deadly pathogen spread through the globe, sales boomed as panicked shoppers grabbed any virus-killing cleaners when Lysol and Clorox were nowhere to be found.
That's a great story. We're full of feel-good stories today, and that one's exciting because it just shows you don't need a lot of corporate bureaucracy. Just go out and get it done.
Get it done.
M&A has started to bounce back, and last week was bookended by 2 announced hostile bids. Grace on Monday rejected a $4 billion takeover bid from private investment fund 40 North Management out of New York, its largest shareholder. Grace, hard hit by volume declines in its refining catalyst business, said its board believes that the proposal significantly undervalues the company and is not a basis for further discussion. Also, specialty chemicals producer Elementis, based out of London in the UK, on Friday rejected an $819 million all-cash buyout offer from Mineral Technologies, saying the valuation for the company is too low. Elementis says it has unanimously rejected the conditional proposal as it significantly undervalued Elementis and its future prospects. Rick, it sounds like some of these companies are trying to do some bottom feeding and buy low.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe potentially taking advantage of the current situation and low sales and earnings. Solvay, in the news, plans to sell its process materials business to Composites One, a composites distributor and services firm. The PM business provides a broad array of vacuum bagging materials, including bagging films, breather fabrics, release films and fabrics, peel plies, sealant tapes, as well as valves and hoses. Additionally, the business is a leader in the manufacture of tailored consumable kits and hard and soft tooling. Composites One has distributed Solvay's products in this area for 2 years, so it's no stranger.
No stranger. And Solvay, I'm sure, is trying to diversify into more future cutting edge modern technologies. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Industry Reactions. We will return next week with a fresh batch of Industry Reactions. Until then, stay safe.
Take care.